You know, I saw some people talking about this yesterday, and they just didn't understand it. But you guys got to remember, some people won't understand it yet, but they will understand it in the future. Good morning, peeps. How are you doing? Thank you all again yesterday for watching all those CS videos. We have now officially passed 75,000 subscribers, and thanks to all of you guys out there. I really do appreciate it. More importantly, though, let's hop into the news out there. S1mple has just joined FaZe. I don't think we got enough talk about that. I don't know what to expect out of this. I think we're going to probably talk about this for a few days now as people give their reactions. FaZe is officially a thing. Brokey will now officially not be a thing for FaZe, which he saw a lot of flack in the comments, which you guys got to remember the success that this guy has had with FaZe over a long tenure. Nothing but respect for someone like Brokey, and it's kind of crazy that of all things to get him out of FaZe, it's a return for 2 events from s1mple. Still wild to me. But s1mple's now also not done, and I don't speak Ukrainian, guys, so I'll be honest with you, but I'm going to play you the clip where apparently he really wants to beat Vitality. He seems very motivated to return to CS right now and do very well at this major and perform for FaZe, but he also really wants to beat Vitality. By far and away, I shouldn't say by far and away between them and Falcons right now, but a huge fall off, and certainly the #1 team in the world. Very dominant, winning 25 series in a row, and he's firing hot. He's going to come into a team like FaZe, have about 6 weeks of time and prac with them, and he wants to beat Vitality in a quarterfinal, or just beat them at all. So s1mple's back.
Не загадываем наперед. Да, блядь, я же говорю.
Просто ебашь, Саня.
Я был бы рад в финале Виталити разъебать, но даже если проебать потом, ну просто Виталити именно разъебать. Показать, что типа, какого хуя, ну показать им, что не так все просто, блядь.
Не-не, Виталити мы в финале разъебываем, Саня.
And I'm just so curious how this team will do. We will, of course, see them at IEM Dallas ahead of time, but they're going to have some changes there. So, like, it's shocking to me. This FaZe is not going to be very prepared for the major, but you got Kerrigan, you got s1mple, you got some good experience on this roster and some heavy hitters. Well, one of them will not be FaZe Rain. As we talked about yesterday, he will be missing IEM Dallas. People wondering why. I was thinking maybe a visa issue. He has now clarified why, because him and his wife are having another child. And I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. You love seeing news like this from someone like Rain, who I believe when I say FaZe Rain, he is the longest tenured esports player in FaZe of any esport. Like that dude has been there for a dang near decade. And so it's nice to see he still be on the roster, although he's having a kid. And what's more important than CS? Your family. You love that out of Rain. Congratulations on the second kid. And thanks to him clarifying, because people thought at first, oh no, Brokey's benched and now Rain is benched, and FaZe is changing 3/5 of their roster, maybe, or 2/5 of the roster ahead of the major. That will not be happening. Rain is just making more raindrops. That was his word choice, not mine. And very lastly, in this very short CS news episode, we'll be back. There's some stuff happening, but after FaZe s1mple, I think everyone else is holding off on their news because he's the talk of the town right now. G2, another team that will be changing and has changed ahead of the major, apparently will be changing after the major. Thanks to our boys over at Sheep Esports. Their full article, of course, will be linked down below, and it's going to be Heroic making more money off their players who will not be playing for them. Heroic has had a heck of a last year and a half now, making some absolute bank selling their players away, and now they will do it apparently and reportedly again. It will be s1mple and Coach Saw set to join G2. Now the tentative replacements there, of course, people thinking it will be Taz at coach and it will be Hades they currently have on loan. The funny part about this, and probably not so funny for Hades, but I don't know if it matters because he's on loan, is he hasn't even played yet. He doesn't even debut for G2 for a few more days, and they already are inking a replacement for him, but he was on loan. And so people saying he was a stand-in for the major regardless. It's just funny because he doesn't even get the chance to play before they're like, yeah, you're not sticking around here, bud. But feeder team Heroic does continue. I feel it's like honestly ironic. Who was below? Is it Tricked? Was it Trick, the Danish team below Heroic, who for a while there was also kind of feeding the upper Danish programs? Am I blanking? I think it was Tricked Esports. There was someone below in the Danish wheel that was that kind of like that feeder. And now Heroic is like, you know what? We are a farm team. We can still do well in events, but we are farming, and we are going to make some good capital off of G2, coming off, of course, a big buyout from Unacy, and they're going to pay a good price, I imagine, for a brand new coach, and then s1mple to join this team. G2, after the major, will be completely different than G2 is before the major, and they will be in a rebuild mode for sure. I guess we'll see how they do at the major. How high are your hopes for a G2 right now? I still think back to Malbs and the tweets that he has out there and the transparency he has. It has to be such a roller coaster ride being a G2 player when you join with Nico and Munacy. Now they are both gone. You're getting loan in replacements. You're changing before the major. You're experiencing kind of the worst portions of your career results-wise and G2-wise too. And then you go into this major, and G2 being such a busy and popular organization, you're receiving a lot more flack than usual. And then after the major, you're changing the roster again. It has to be a freaking roller coaster ride. So I hope they can get it together and have some stability for some time after this major. But these next few months for Malbs and the boys, it's going to continue being a roller coaster. What do you guys think about the G2 rumored roster? But until next time, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Thank you all for being here. Thank you again for subbing 75K. That's awesome. I really do appreciate all of you guys. Our other channels, the main channel, the Gamer Update, and my dev channel where I interview devs and players and streamers, also linked down below. So thank you all for watching. I'm going to go enjoy breakfast, and I'll see y'all back here soon. Take care.